Hey, it's Teapot, and this is Seiya no Uta, or the Song of Seiya. And it's a game that I recently got. It's off Amazon for like 30 bucks. Don't know how to read this. It's kanji, except for that. I know that means no. So I'm assuming that's Uta. The character's Seiya no Uta. But yeah, so you're probably wondering why I haven't had a video in like a while, and that's because I've been sick for 6 days. Basically, since from the 26th until until yesterday. Yeah, I've been sick, and it sucks. And where is the case to this game? I had it in my hands. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Seiya no Uta. Bought it because I heard it was pretty graphic, not necessarily sexually, but for like, it was like supposed to be disturbing on like a grotesque level. And I was like, well, how the heck are you gonna do that in a visual novel? So it piqued my interest. But yeah. So Seiya no Uta. And I've been sick. And I'm sorry. And I'll probably cough a couple of times. And I'm sorry. But yeah, that's why it's taken so long, because I couldn't really do anything for the first like 3 or 4 days, and then my voice just wasn't there until today, in which case it's not really all that much. Anyway, I'm rambling. Let's get on to it. The story is a work of fiction. The medical procedures and conditions described herein are Oh. Okay. This work of fiction contains grotesque images that may disturb some viewers. Please select how you would like to view such images displayed. I'm not gonna modify them for me, but I'll probably have to modify it for YouTube. What the heck is that? My ears. Oh my gosh. Hey, the wriggling mass of flesh burbles. What? Guess why? Trip 3? I don't know. Three such creatures sit around the table in front of me, slurping filthy sludge from their cups as they trade whines, growls, and sounds that I cannot describe. Ew. Oh, that's what they're making in the background. Ew. By listening carefully, I am able to grasp the gist of their conversation and respond when it is required of me. This is necessary to avoid arousing their suspicion. However these creatures may look, they are my friends apparently. I wish that I could still deny it, but I gave up on that a long time ago. Night after night, I went to sleep praying for an end to this nightmare, only to wake each morning to the same twisted hellscape as the day before. I know now that I have to blend in, that I have to act like one of them. Such has been my life these past 3 months, and so it will remain until the day I die. Judging by its tone, this one must be Koji, and the one next to him, squealing more than the others, is probably Omi. Which means the one next to me is Yo, though I can no longer see any trace of her once attractive features. I try my best to ignore the rotten stench of excrement that issues from her quivering flesh. I think I'm just gonna start clicking through this because it's not like, or like not the text, but everything has changed, or almost everything. By some cruel trick of fate, my relationship to the world alone remains the same, as if an insane architect took the blueprints of my life and rebuilt it out of blood and gore. These monsters and I were part of some college club. We studied together and ate together. We were even skiing together every year at winter break. Now these are but painful memories of days that will never return. If no one recognized me, I might have been able to disconnect myself from the world. It would have been comforting in comparison to believe that I had been abducted by aliens, or that I had stumbled through a gateway to hell. But no, this is beyond a doubt the city where I was born and raised, the society that I was a part of for 20 years. Save that I, and I alone, can no longer see it that way. The world as I knew it is gone. I still have no place to call home. I'm gonna start skipping these because they don't mean it. I can't understand them anyway, so. Anyway, I can tell that whatever they're talking about is of no importance to me. I decide to keep quiet while pretending to listen. But just then. Hey, Fuminori, one of the flesh beasts says as it swivels its bloodshot eyes towards me. What do you think? About what? I try desperately to suppress my loathing and behave normally, but my hoarse voice ruins the attempt. Okay. So it's starting to sound more like words. But I'm still gonna read it out. We're talking about this year's ski trip. You're coming too, right? I'm assuming if I actually understood Japanese, I would be able to somewhat decipher that. A slimy hole near the top of the creature rides nauseatingly as it vomits some semblance of words. That must be Koji's face, or what I would have seen as such 3 months ago. Unable to stomach the sight of it, I avert my eyes and give a neutral answer. I don't know. You have other plans? Not really. These were my closest companions. One of them had even wished to be more. How many nights have I spent crying in loneliness, lamenting the friends who no longer exist? In 3 months, my tears ran dry, and now there is only loathing left in me. Surrounded by hideous creatures that I can only assume are Koji, Omi, and Yo, I spend each day trying to act as I always have. If I fail at this, I surely will be sent back to the hospital. Only this time I'll be locked away forever. No matter what, I won't let that happen. I mean, it's not like physical activity could affect your injuries, right? I'm not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. So the dude is voicing himself in Japanese. So I'm gonna see if I can turn off the voices and then just read it through everything. Can I do that now? Save. Save 1. Save complete. Thank you. Config. Okay. Voices. Toggle characters voices. What's my name? I'll just turn them off. Okay. That's it. I can't look at them or bear their screeching any longer. I jump to my feet, desperate to escape. Hey, Fuminori. A spray of stringy slime from the cilia around the voice box flies at me. I try to cover myself, but too late to keep the slime from spattering across my face like the yolk of a rotten egg. I'm about to lose it. I want to grab a chair, a desk, anything within reach, and use it to smash the life out of this creature, ending it all. I barely suppress the impulse. I mustn't let on that something is wrong. However they look to me, this is their world. However they look to me, this is their world. I'm the outsider here. Like I said, today's my checkup. I gotta go. Struggling to put on a smile, I reach into my wallet and pull out the first bill I find. Put it on the table without even looking at it. I don't care about the change, I just need to get out of here now. Later, I must mutter hastily and flee the cafeteria. I'm not crazy. Hey, says Takahata Omi. Why don't we go somewhere we can skate for this here ski trip? Tsukuba, Yo frowns at the suggestion. Skate? But why go to a ski resort to skate? Give her a break, Tsukuba. That's all she talks about these days. Tonokochi supports Omi with a laugh. Her impromptu suggestions are nothing new, and it's Koji's role as her boyfriend to provide backup. They're a good match for each other, Yo thinks. Sometimes it makes her jealous. I mean, she'd seriously never gone skating before I took her the other day. Hey, is that really strange? Not many people start skating in their 20s, you know. I was scared when I was little. Those shoes looked like big knives. Hello. But you picked it up just like that. That's pretty amazing on me. It's a lot like skiing. You keep your weight forward and use the angle of the other shoes to steer. You made it sound so easy. I figured I should give it a try. It was fun. So it was a date. Yo feels a stab of envy. Koji and Omi are enjoying their time together as normal lovers do. That's certainly not something that should arouse jealousy. It's just that her luck in love has been bad. Oh well, I want to see Omi skate too. Oh, I'm sorry. What happened? I don't know. Yo keeps her voice upbeat, trying to cover up her internal conflict. She knows that it's wrong to envy her friends. She too would be spending time with the man she admires, if not for the terrible tragedy that befell him. His is true misfortune. Her bad luck doesn't even begin to compare. So how about it? If we make the next ski trip as a skating trip too, it'll be twice as fun. But you can skate at a skating rink, can't you? Why go all the way to a ski resort? I don't want to skate indoors. I want to skate outside on a lake or something. That sounds fun, but won't it be crowded? While speaking, Yo sneaks a sideways glance at the young man sitting next to her. Although the conversation has involved only 3 people so far, there are in fact 2 couples at the cafeteria table. Yo's boyfriend, though there's still some doubt over whether he could be called that, is beside her, as silent and expressionless as a statue. Hey, Fuminori, what do you think? Perhaps Koji sensed Yo's pain, as in his usual quiet and considerate way. About what? The cause of Yo's distress. Sakisaka Fuminori responds to Koji's sudden query with a vague, mumbled question of his own. We're talking about the winter ski trip. You're coming too, right? Sorry? Koji speaks gingerly, as though probing a tumor. A few months ago, he would not have hesitated to rebuke Fuminori for his attitude. Their long acquaintance had forged a strong and honest friendship, but now... I don't know, Fuminori responds bluntly, his downcast eyes and sullen demeanor making clear that he has no desire to break his silence. You have plans? Not really. Even Koji, Fuminori's best friend, cannot communicate with him as before. What hope does Yo have of breaking through his shell? The scars left by the events of that late summer day are still deep all these months later. Each one of the four bears them, not only Fuminori. I mean, it's not like physical activity could infect your injuries, right? Not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. As though that answer drained the last of his patience, Fuminori bolts out of his chair. Fuminori. Even Koji can't keep his voice from rising as he tries to stop Fuminori from leaving. Fuminori reacts swiftly, throwing his hand over his face as though to shield himself from something terrifying. Maybe some spit flew inadvertently from Koji's mouth, but that sort of thing happens during everyday conversation. Fuminori's reaction is beyond the pale. Like I said, Fuminori snaps, making no attempt to relieve the discomfort of his friends. Today's my checkup. I have to go. Even as he tosses money on the table to pay for his coffee, he acts like he's touching something filthy. Later. Fuminori stalks out of the cafeteria, almost as if he's running away. Cloaked in heavy silence, the remaining three lower their gaze to the table, where the abandoned 10,000 yen bill sways forlornly. Fuminori's coffee is untouched. I can't take this anymore, Umi says with a sigh, but Koji shakes his head reproachfully. Fuminori just needs a little more time. But it's been 3 months. What's with his attitude? I feel like I'm going crazy hanging around him. Hey, I don't understand what he's going through either. I don't think any of us can. Can you imagine losing your whole family like that? That'd screw anyone up. It could have happened to anyone. A tractor trailer flipped over on the highway, crushing the Sakisaka family car into twisted scrap. They said it had been difficult to tell the bodies of Fuminori's parents apart. For a while, it looked as if there was no hope for Fuminori either. It was nothing short of a miracle that he was able to leave the hospital and return to a normal life. He was worse than when we went to see him in the hospital, remember? He was terrified of us, like he didn't know who we were. He even had to be tied to the bed. He freaked out so bad. I'm just glad he's made it this far. There's still something strange about him. What's with the way he looks at us? It's like we're not even human. Cut it out on me. Koji says forcefully, probably less out of empathy for his friend than out of consideration for Yo. While Koji's kindness makes her happy, Yo also knows that she mustn't take advantage of it. Fuminori is the victim, just as Koji said. He's the one who deserves sympathy. Yo's feelings for Fuminori are her problem, and no one else's. She doesn't blame Fuminori for not giving her an answer that after she worked up the courage to ask him out. In fact, she thinks even more fondly of him for a serious consideration of her feelings than she would have had he treated their relationship casually. Apparently, the fact that Fuminori did not reject her was enough to make them a couple in Koji and Omi's eyes. They've had plenty of fun at Yo and Fuminori's expense since. The truth of it, though, is that he hasn't given her an answer. After revealing her feelings to him, Yo didn't see Fuminori again until about a week later. And then she could only stare at his broken body through the window at the ICU. And when he was finally released after 50 days that seemed like an eternity, he was somehow different. She's starting to doubt that he ever even remembers what she confessed to him before the accident. Now winter is coming, and her feelings hang forgotten in the cold, lonely air. Okay, I'm gonna end it here, guys. So, yeah, Seiya no Uta, the Song of Seiya. I like the concept right now. Basically, this car accident has mentally scarred him to the point where everything he sees is extremely grotesque and a mess of flesh. And he can't even really understand what people are saying, which is really cool. I'm glad I bought this game. So, yeah, I'm hoping you all want to see more of this. If I'm able to go back to the schedule I've had the past couple of months, I will go back to it with Seiya no Uta replacing To the Moon, since that's finished now. So this will be out on Thursdays. The problem is, I don't know how that's going to work with my new class schedule and everything. So stuff may be altered and I might be uploading less per week. I'm not too sure right now. So yeah, we'll see. But anyways, for like a couple more weeks, I'll be able to upload the schedule I've had, which is what I'll try to do. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.